For an intro, we could have welcome to the Overland Goodwood Members Event 2026. And to kick it off, the boss has told me and Bash that we could choose one car each from the fleet to take to Goodwood. So let's see what we've chosen. That's chosen by Revolve, the retro classic. This 110 has been fully redone by us. It's been a full custom redo in the interior. A lot of people like the nice black interior, but this is very different, as you'll come to see. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff throughout, but it's basically look really old school, and that's what this car is, very old school.
Now it's time for you to pick your car, right?
Yeah, well, I chose the Revolve Sport Wagon. So this is a car that's been fully done by us. It's a 2015, I think it might be early 2016 reg Defender, so really new. But yeah, it should be good. We'll let you know how we get on in the cars. We'll do a bit of a comparison like for like as we go down. Yep. And you'll see the third car in our fleet is something really special, and that's towing something possibly even cooler that we're taking, but we'll show you that in a bit.
We are finally on the way to Goodwood now. I've never driven a Defender before. It feels really good. Would I see myself driving one of these in about 20 years? Yes, possibly, maybe one of the bigger ones.
On the right, I've got this really nice Porsche keeps passing me. Oh, and some might say an auto is slightly more economic. Although I won't say that is the main point of this car. You know, Bash is in front of me. I'm on about 65% of a tank, and he hasn't even, the bar hasn't even dropped for him, and he's in the normal diesel. So I think that kind of speaks for itself. We've been going for about 2 hours now, though, so you know. It's not terrible. Well,
Man's already getting busy with the biscuits.
I've got my Ritz Crackers.
Bear in mind, he didn't offer me one, yeah?
Yeah, no, you can have one. But yeah, it's just chill, it's just long. Like we're down in the south now, you know, it's very green, very pretty down there, much better than the motorway. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just chill. We've lost Andrew, it's probably a good thing actually, don't have to have him watching us. Yeah, I prefer that. It doesn't surprise me, you know, it doesn't surprise me. That older generation, suddenly, they struggle with this newer stuff. Just chill, it's just easy. It's just an easy car to drive.
You can really tell the difference between his cockpit and mine.
Yeah, I've got like the
BMW Airlines.
comfort plus level. Yeah. It's chill.
Whereas I've got the poverty spec.
The poverty, don't say that, it's retro classic, it's beautiful. Buy it.
Where are we?
We're at Goodwood.
Yeah.
So we made it 4 hours later. We've made it first. We've beat Andrew in the tow truck. We're on the racetrack right now. We're parked up because unfortunately we couldn't find anywhere to park where we went to be. So we had to do a lap of the racetrack, and that was completely accidental.
What a shame.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything about that. So you know we've had to do a lap and then start setting up our stand for all the people that are going to come and look at us this weekend.
What are you doing?
I'm reversing the green one into the stand.
This kinky straps for?
This is for when me and your mother. Best part about being the Overland is you get to see all the good stuff before everyone else does. So even these people who are paying to be extra special members of Goodwood aren't as special as that.
So we've had our morning croissants, little breakfast, we've had the coffee, and I think Hilton's going to tell us what we're going to do for the rest of the day, right?
Yeah, 100%. Welcome to Saturday here at Goodwood. We've got day one. We are here just outside of Bonhams, the biggest stand. We're here, we've got a nice corner tent set up next to the ice cream van and the
unlimited ice cream for the weekend.
Unlimited ice cream for us and the stadium. But yeah, it's very busy already. It's only about 9 o'clock and it's already packed, as you can see.
That's it.
But yeah, we're getting a lot of interest in the cars, especially the V8. It's something different. You really don't see that anywhere else. And we're going to go around, we're going to talk to people about Land Rovers, especially Defenders, and see what this sort of demographic, because it's quite a unique demographic, is thinking about Defenders in this day and age. Yo, so we're in the pits here at Goodwood. Some sick cars. There's a McLaren P1 and an F1 display over there, which is sick to see. Fucking hell. Yeah, some crazy, crazy cars. First question is, what comes to your mind sort of in a one-word answer when we say the classic Defender to you?
Green.
Oh, country
Country,
lifestyle.
Special.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
They're very unique.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love them.
It's rugged, dependable, can go anywhere.
My old car.
Your old car?
Yeah, I had an old County. It's like a Defender.
Yeah.
That very boxy look.
Yeah.
Yeah, good off-roader. Classic.
British.
Yeah.
I reckon when you see a Defender, you know it's a Defender.
Mind you, the old ones weren't reliable, but they were fun
Yeah. But
and easy to fix.
100%.
So I love the old ones.
I'd say iconic British.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to like sort of looking at classic Mini.
And what if I said
Jag.
the same question about the new Defender? What is your opinion there?
I'd say it's a very different market that they're going towards. So yeah, I'd say more towards your school runs.
Yeah.
But that's where the brand is now. So
Yeah,
it is
100%.
very different in terms of that. But yeah, you can't not like an old
No.
Defender.
When I first saw it, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Yeah.
It's a shape that's really grown.
Yeah.
I think, and I think that's the design of a good design is something that just becomes better and better the
Yeah,
more you like it.
100%.
So yeah, I do like the new design now.
I'm not a fan. I
No?
prefer the old series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Defenders are, not my cup
Not
of
your
tea.
cup of tea?
The reliability's not there.
No.
Rugged, muscular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks cool in a Lara Croft sort of expeditionary way.
Yeah.
Yeah, more luxury.
Probably more polished.
More polished.
Rounded.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it, but I'm still the old school
Yeah,
girl.
100%.
I think they've done a good job on it.
Bit of a drug dealer's car.
Drug dealer's
Yeah.
car. That's what I thought as well. Actually,
Yeah.
you know. And what about all the classic Defenders that are still around? Where do you see them ending up in 10, 20 years? What's that got in store for them?
I think they'll become the new thing.
Yeah?
Like I think they're already becoming more of a trend,
Yeah.
and I think we'll see a lot more of them back on the road.
I would say probably the same as the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I'd say you would still get your use on your farm, but then I don't know, moving forward now, residually and people looking after them, similar to the early Range Rovers, like the Mark 1, Mark 2 Range Rovers in general, they've got a massive following.
Yeah.
So I think they still have that with Defender. And I don't know too much about them, but I know they've got many different iterations of the Defender.
100%, yeah.
So
The values are sort of staying very strong.
Yeah.
Like they're becoming a classic car.
yeah.
They're really like, you know, they've found their place as sort of that now, and it's only just going to go up, in our opinion at least.
Yeah, also when you stop producing something,
Yeah, exactly.
it becomes more desirable.
Desirable, exactly.
Yeah, so yeah.
You know, that 2 million of them that were made is just going to
Yeah.
whittle down until they're really, really like
Correct.
diamonds.
Oh God, I guess it's got to go electric, hasn't it?
The classic Defender.
Well, it has to really.
Yeah.
If you're gonna keep on bringing them out,
Yeah.
and remodeling them.
Yeah. And is that something you want to see?
I think if you could do it well.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's got to work off road.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
no.
you can't it can't be.
It's how they get around that problem.
Yeah. Well, yeah, waterproofing the batteries, guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh god, they keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, they go on forever. Yeah.
The same, as long as you can still get parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No change.
Classic car.
They'll keep rolling on.
I think they'll hang around
Yeah?
because it's a classic and people like that.
Yeah.
And there's
100%.
something about seeing them on
Yeah.
the road that sort of reminds you
Yeah.
of how they used to be.
Yeah, I think it's quite cool seeing them turning into bars, and yeah, they're definitely making a comeback. They're just bloody expensive, but yeah.
I think the popularity will increase so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
I've already seen it in years, and I love that all ages are now getting involved with it.
So Hilton went around before and was trying to find out which Land Rover Defender they preferred, the classic or the new one. And overall what we can see when we went around is that majority of people had the same thing to say. But one thing they did not mention is the price. So I think we should go around and find out which one of these cars these people think depreciated more. The Land Rover Defender or the Ferrari California. Retail price was 143. Then we have the Jeep Wrangler, and then the G-Wagon was 141,000. And then lastly we have the Defender, which was at 28,000. retail?
Out of all those,
Yes.
I reckon the Defenders appreciated the most.
Yeah, probably the Defenders appreciate the most. The others have all depreciated.
Yeah?
I would say, yeah.
I think the G-Wagon's still probably at the top.
In terms of depreciation or appreciation?
Appreciation.
Appreciation.
I think it's still up
Yeah?
there. You can't
You
really get
reckon?
those cheap. I reckon you could get Californias surprisingly cheap.
Yeah.
A lot of older Ferraris are just like.
So the Ferrari California is the one that I appreciate the least among Ferraris.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would say California. The one before this one.
G-Wagon.
Yeah. G-Wagon.
Appreciated.
Yeah. Defender, and then this one, and the Wrangler.
I feel like the Jeep Wranglers probably depreciate the most.
Depreciate the most.
And probably the Land Rovers appreciate the most.
What makes you say that?
You see a lot more Land Rovers on the road than you do Wranglers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably think the G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon.
The G-Wagon depreciate. Which one?
Too popular.
Okay. Which one do you think gained? Defender. Why'd you say that?
Well, they stopped doing them, didn't they?
I see. He knows ball. He said Defender because they stopped making them.
You mean as a percentage of the value?
Yeah.
I'd say probably the Jeep.
The Jeep. What makes you say that?
They just don't hold the second-hand values very well.
No.
I think the Defender gained the most value.
Yeah.
California probably lost the most money because they usually level out a bit first, don't they, before
Yeah.
they start to climb. So that's where my money is.
I agree with the California. Yeah, I think that
You're
one
locking in
lost
the
the
dud?
most. Yeah.
I am lucky to say you guys are actually the first people to get this correct. So the Defender did in fact gain the most value and the California did lose the most amount of money.
So we're done. Saturday of Goodwood's done. We've been going around getting everyone's opinions on Defenders and maybe a little bit of educating. Tomorrow we're going to see who can steal the most phones without being caught. And we're going to be watching the racing.
He's joking. We're going to be watching the racing.
We're going to go check out Bonhams auction.
That's it.
We got this Defender here. You might be able to see it. Yeah, cheers, Bash. Yeah, and that's we're going to be putting a bid in on that. Maybe we'll see. We're going to be doing some of that sign raising. You know what I mean?
Is it just the Defender you're going to go for, not the Gallardo or the Machalaga?
Nothing else there is worth
You're not
anything.
feeling, nah.
And you can take that home to the bank. Yeah, just the Defender. As we've just analysed, that's a skyrocket value that was. So
good
one. We're going to go check that out. Okay, so we're here at Bonhams Auctions in the 83rd meeting. I feel very comfortable. I feel very in my tax bracket. Yeah, we're gonna, as you can see, I've registered for Gits and Shiggles, and we're gonna go buy some cars. I need a new weekend car for my lake house in the south of France. So I might, there's lots of cars here that I'm very knowledgeable about. Me and my butler Quentin, we're gonna buy some things. Obviously we've got a lot of Series 2s here. It's cool. I think one just sold for £45,000. The Series 1 did, which is very cool to see. To see them making a lot of money. It kind of shows you where the Defenders are headed. So now we're going to see the legitimate car we're actually going to go for. This is a 2016, I think 2016, Chorus Grey 90 hardtop. Now, Chorus Grey is very popular. That's definitely the most popular colour Defender these days. Is it the most desirable? Not really. Keswick Green tends to be really desirable, but they tend to be the ones that have been smashed around farms, so they're even rarer, maybe worth a bit more, but this is really rare. It's got about 4,500 miles on it, and it is completely stock. Even the wheel cover on the back is stock. I think the story was that some farmer guy bought it and realised suddenly it was too good for the farm, and he made the very smart decision of dry storing it and putting it here in Bonhams, which is now, or I think it might have been sold on from that. But the moral of the story is that it's been beautifully preserved. Everything is completely original, which is actually really, really, really rare on Defenders. Usually, even if it's something that people, want to preserve, they still do little things to it because they don't want to just let it sit in the garage. They actually want to drive it a little bit, so they end up changing, maybe a steering wheel or putting white light headlights in it. Just little things, but it doesn't. It doesn't matter that much, but at the same time, if you can keep something like this, it is just amazing, and it's, it's almost like stepping back in time. We're going inside and having a look. Yeah, I want to see I've never been in an auction before. I want to see some guy speaking really fast, like Rap God by Eminem. And yeah, we must be very serious now. Very serious. Yeah. Come along, Quentin.
Here's help. No reserve, and I have got £9,500. 9,500 is the opening offer at 9.5. At 9.5. 10 online, 11,000. 11,000 now. 11,000, 12,000, 13,000. 13,000, 14,000, 15,000.
I want to be really careful I don't accidentally bid because I'm not sure how it works.
15,000. 15,000, 16,000 online, my book's clear. 16,000 is the bid out there on bonhamscars.com. 16,000, 17,000, 17,000, 18,000, 18,000, bidding via the website, bidding via the app.
£1,000 on my
So
left.
you've had a look at the grey Defender, yeah?
Yeah, I've been looking at the Grey Defender 90 outside. It was one of the last lots in the sale today. It's an interesting vehicle from my point of view because it's only got about 5,000-6,000 miles from new. And it's obviously in really nice condition. Yes, we're all registered to be able to bid. However, due to the fact that it's a very high profile launch and here at Goodwood Members Show, I'm not really expecting to buy it because it will probably make far too much for us to generate any sort of margin. But let's just see how we go and wish us luck.
Land Rover Defenders.
Here we go then. Land Rover Defender's now going to go through. So let's just see how we go. It'll be interesting just to watch it go through and who knows, let's just see what happens.
Everywhere on my screen. I'm going straight in, 25, 28, 30, 32, 35,000 I have, and of course, it will sell today at 35,000. I've got the bid. It's finding a new home.
It's hard.
Anybody like to come in now at 30?
Give it one. No, I'm not going 38. We sod off. No, worry.
£35,000. All here with my absentee bidders. Are we sure?
Yeah.
Are we done?
36.
We are selling the last lot of our
There's another one down there. There's another guy there.
Hello, sir. Thank you. 38.
That's good. Yeah.
So got it. At 38,000. Internet. Absentee bidders, you're out there listening. This is the moment to come back. Otherwise, we sell today here in the room. And first.
In that programming part?
I thought you were going to bid and you said, what? But you prefer 40. And 40,000. 42.
And then I just consulting this song.
42. Thanks. 43.
So it's interesting. It's kind of where I thought it would go. Middle 40s. But again, if you only need two people, they will keep creeping. So.
At 45,000.
So that's now with the price premium about 53, 54 maybe. 15%, so 15% on top. So that's an expensive Defender now.
46.
Right, we're going again now. We're in at 46. So interesting to see, but it just makes us all realise that the Land Rover Defender market is still very, very buoyant.
We're in the eye.
So it's a good market for us to be in. Very much. So let's look forward to a nice summer for us all.
47,000.
What do you think the final price will be? 50?
I think that's it now. He's had enough now. Just walking away.
Thank you very much anyway. At 47,000.
So now that's around 55 with the buyer's premium.
At 47,000.
And I don't think that would be a retail sale. No. I think if we had that on our stock, around 50k would be a figure that we would achieve. So the auction house Bonhams have done a great job with that, like they have with everything else today. They have very good job.
Okay, so there we go. It's end of day 2 pretty much here at Goodwood Members 2026. We've had a great weekend. Me and Bash haven't been on the stand as much as Andrew here, but we've still had a great time. And lots of good inquiries and maybe a few sales if we're lucky. We're going to ask Andrew here how he saw things the weekend's gone for us here at Neen.
Yeah, well, the first thing is we had such great weather. That always makes a big difference when you do a show. If you get a nice dry weekend and a lot of sun, people are much more proactive and everyone's happy, smiley when you get these lovely sunny days. And we always meet lots of people that we've done business with before in the past. which is nice. See them, say hi. And of course, lots of interest from people that we've not met before, who perhaps know a bit about our brand, because of course it's been around for such a long time. So of course it's great for them to come and actually finally meet myself and sometimes the rest of the team, see what we do. This particular show, we tend to always bring stuff that we've done quite a lot of enhancements to, more our bespoke kind of range of vehicles, which come under the Revolve umbrella. So we've got 3 very different Defenders here this weekend that have been creating lots of interest.
But yeah, it's been a great weekend. It's a great opportunity to sort of meet our demographic and our customers that we might not get the opportunity to sometimes because, you know, distance here. We're about 4 hours away from our main base. But what do you think of Goodwood Members as an event and sort of our history with it? How many years we've been doing it and sort of the success, and where do you see it going in the next few years?
Well, we've been doing all the Goodwood shows on and off for the last sort of 12 or 13 years. We don't tend to do the Festival Speed these days because they're just a bit too big, and the audience for us really is the Members show and also Revival. They kind of fit the sort of our kind of customer database where they're interested in classic vehicles and sports cars and so on, and of course the Defender fits right into there. And so yeah, it's a nice show, and they're always really appreciative of what we do, and lots of nice comments always, and they like lots of sensible advice really, so we can help them understand that it really is the way forward for them.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend. Me and Bash have had a lot of fun.
Definitely.
We've got some of the opinions of everyone around here about Land Rovers. Maybe done a little bit of educating, you could say. But if you didn't make it to the event, you know, enjoy the video.
Yeah.
Maybe get, you know, some of the event through us, and we hope to see everyone at next year's Goodwood Members. If not before that, at Manor Farm. Pop in for a test drive. Any of these cars here are available at the minute. But yeah, I think that's everything.
Good afternoon to you all.